Hello! On our previous meeting, we have learned about how to answer completely in the question, who is she? Who is he? Who are they? How about if there is name on the question, like who is Mrs. Annie? Who is Mr. Jack? So, let's listen to the explanation how to answer completely for those questions. For answering the question, who is Mrs. Annie? Siapakah Ibu Annie? We start from the subject at the back, Mrs. Annie, then to the front, is. Then the answer, my mother. So the complete answer is Mrs. Annie is my mother. Another way to answer is, cara lain untuk menjawabnya adalah we change the subject Mrs. Annie become she. So it will become she is my mother. Jadi Mrs. Annie kita ganti dengan she sebagai kata ganti subjek perempuan. And for the question, who is Mr. Jack? Siapakah Mr. Jack? The same like before, we start from the subject at the back, Mr. Jack, then to the front, to be is, then the answer, my father. So, the complete answer become, Mr. Jack is my father. Another way to answer is changing the subject Mr. Jack, yaitu dengan cara mengganti subjek Mr. Jack with the subject pronoun he, dengan kata ganti subjek he, karena untuk dia laki-laki. So the answer become, he is my father. Then for the questions with more than one subject, like who are Mrs. Annie and Mr. Jack, like usual, we put the subject first. There are two subjects there, Mrs. Annie and Mr. Jack. Then the to be are, because there are more than one subject, we use are. And the answer, my parents. So the complete answer is Mrs. Annie and Mr. Jack are my parents. And another way to answer this question is changing the subject Mrs. Annie and Mr. Jack, because there are two subjects. So we change with they. They itu ada sebagai kata ganti subjek untuk mereka, ya, more than one. Then the to be are, and the answer, my parents. So it will become, they are my parents.